Embark on a journey back in time where the mystery of Apollo 1 still leaves us with more questions than answers. In the mid-60s, the Apollo program was born with a bold objective: to land humans on the moon. Apollo 1 was to be the first manned mission, scheduled for launch in February 1967. The crew, Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger B. Chaffee, were ready to make history. But what was meant to be a leap for mankind ended in an unforeseen tragedy. January 27, 1967, a day that would forever be seared into the annals of space exploration history. That day at Cape Kennedy, the air was charged with anticipation. A routine pre-launch test was underway for Apollo 1, the first manned mission of NASA's ambitious Apollo program. The mission was to be a crucial stepping stone towards the ultimate goal: landing humans on the moon. The three astronauts, Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee, were strapped into the command module perched atop the Saturn rocket. The countdown was ticking steadily. But what was meant to be a routine test suddenly spiraled into a dire situation. Without warning, a fire broke out inside the command module. The astronauts trapped inside the spacecraft faced a situation of unimaginable horror. The fire, fueled by the pure oxygen environment inside the spacecraft, consumed everything in its path with terrifying speed. The ground crew scrambled to respond, but the fire was ferocious and relentless. Despite their desperate attempts, they were unable to reach the astronauts in time. The fire claimed the lives of all three men, leaving a nation and the world in shock. News of the disaster sent waves of grief across the globe. The audacious dream of reaching the moon, so close to becoming a reality, was suddenly shattered. The loss of these brave astronauts, men who had dared to reach for the stars, was a tragic blow. It was a stark reminder of the immense risks involved in pushing the frontiers of human knowledge and exploration. The tragedy of Apollo 1 was not just the loss of 3 lives, but also the loss of a dream, a vision of human achievement that had captivated the world. It was a moment of collective mourning, a shared sense of loss that transcended national boundaries. In a matter of minutes, the promising journey to the moon had turned into a devastating catastrophe. A catastrophe that would forever change the course of space exploration, reminding us of the high price of ambition and the courage of those willing to pay it. As the nation mourned, the quest for answers began. Our collective hearts were heavy, but our minds were filled with an insatiable need for understanding. What had caused the inferno that had engulfed the Apollo 1 spacecraft, taking the lives of 3 brave astronauts? The subsequent investigation was thorough and painstaking. The official report, released in the months following the disaster, pointed to a deadly cocktail of circumstances. The spacecraft's interior was lined with a combustible nylon material, which in itself could be a fire hazard. But combine this with the pure oxygen environment inside the capsule, a spark could quickly turn into an uncontrollable blaze. And that spark, it was believed, came from a fault in the spacecraft's electrical systems. But while these findings brought some closure, they also raised new questions. Questions that even today continue to fuel debates and controversies. One such question revolves around the spacecraft's hatch. It was designed to open inward, a design choice that was meant to maintain the integrity of the seal in the harsh vacuum of space. But in the event of an emergency on the ground, this design made it impossible for the crew to open the hatch quickly and escape. Then there were the communication issues. In the frantic moments before the fire, the crew's pleas for help were garbled and difficult to understand. Was this a problem with the spacecraft's communication system, or was it simply the result of a chaotic and rapidly unfolding disaster? The investigation into the Apollo 1 disaster was far-reaching and exhaustive. It laid bare the risks and challenges of space exploration, and it resulted in significant changes to spacecraft design and safety protocols. But despite these efforts, the event remains shrouded in mystery. Even after all these years, we are left with lingering questions and unresolved controversies. Despite the investigation, the mystery of Apollo 1 continues to intrigue us a half-century later. The legacy of this mission is not just one of tragedy but also of enduring curiosity and the relentless human pursuit of knowledge. Yet, from the ashes of Apollo 1, a new era of space exploration was born. This tragic event sparked significant design and safety changes in subsequent Apollo missions, turning loss into learning. The legacy of the brave crew members is not forgotten. Their sacrifice became the cornerstone of future successful moon landings. Their dedication and courage continue to inspire generations of astronauts and scientists. And so, the mystery of Apollo 1 remains a poignant reminder of the risks and rewards of venturing into the unknown.